This little talk is about Twitter, and until about January time, something like that, I used Twitter for celebrity cyberstalking. I could find out what they were doing and stuff like that, but there was no real sort of point to it and something like that. Then about a year ago, we set up Twitter on our university site as an ICT department to sort of send out sort of messages as RSS feed out to kids. Very little used it and stuff like that, but I happened to log on a Thursday night, and on a Thursday night, lots of teachers get together and start talking about stuff. So this is a little chat about the stuff I've learned over the last 6 months and some of the things I've used with my guinea pig year 9 class. The class is challenging. It's one of those sort of dreading classes, but we've got some good work out of them, and ultimately, being sort of cynical and stuff like that, we've got good sort of uptake next year into year 11 from this class. So this is some of the things that I've learned and sort of done as a result. Right, so this is in Prezi. A lot of you may have seen Prezi before for presentations and stuff like that, and it's sort of getting a little bit old hat now. But it's good. And recently they've developed a new thing on it called Prezi Meeting. And it allows up to 10 people to sort of collaboratively work on a Prezi at one time and sort of produce some good work out of it. And you get little sort of men, sort of all these sort of people walking around the screen, sort of, so you can see where people are working and tracking stuff like that. And what I've used that for with these guinea pig year 9s is to start researching areas. So they've worked together as a team of 8 and sort of start working in different areas of the Prezi and started putting their information in. And I've then taken that information and taken it to a different class, and as a starting point, the next class is carried on with that research. So it's a really nice little tool for using that. This is a new one to me. It's Glogster. Might have actually been from Helen, I may have stolen it from, or someone quite recently. Glogsters allows you to make posters, but posters aren't, in my classroom, word art is banned. But it allows you to make posters that have got video and graphics, animation and sounds and stuff like that. So it makes it a little bit better for it. So a little video here, obviously as it goes black, perfect timing. You can embed sounds into their posters and stuff like that. And we've got year 9 sort of playing with this, and at the end of a piece of work, changing the audience of their piece, creating something slightly different. And this is one of the pieces that one of my year 9 classes actually produced for us. The next thing I've found from just tuning in on a Thursday night, or just every so often sort of just flicking on Twitter and having a look to see what other people are doing, people are suggesting. And all these websites have not come from ICT teachers. I tend to steer away from ICT teachers. Sorry, Lorraine. But we get, these have come from primary school teachers, all these sort of things have come from photography teachers, come from a whole different range of different people. Google Docs is my geeky toy at the moment. That is my year 13 coursework mark scheme. Coursework scores, and what I've used that for, same as what Helen was talking about earlier, when I put the marks up at 6 o'clock at night, rather than having the kids wait until the next day to find out what improvements they need to make, what scores they've got on different things, they can see it at 6, 7 o'clock at night, and they've got that evening to work on it, to carry on with it. The chat feature on it as well, and you can share it between, these are the people who it shared with this particular thing, so you can share it with, you can use the chat thing. Our coursework deadline was last week, and I was geeky enough to log on at 10:30 at night, and I could actually chat in real time with these kids and actually carry on and help them, so they hadn't got, again, that wait to go through. Not recommending everyone do it, but I'm quite sad. I also woke up at 3:30 one morning, and there was about 3 of my kids online doing their work, so I could actually give them help from my bed. Safeguarding or something like that, I don't know. This is what I've stolen already, and it's sort of mentioned, is Lino. Really, really good. When the iPad 2 came out, I just skipped past that. When the iPad 2 came out, the very first day, the first lesson, I got the kids straight on as a starter onto this website, and they were finding facts from across the internet, and then led into discussions then about sort of reliability of information and what was rumour and what was fact and stuff like that. We've also got Avery, which I learned at the TeachMeet that I went to in February. Avery's a whole suite of different things, but it allows, we have a big thing in, we teach DIDA, and there's an issue with copyright, massive, no one can use copyrighted music and stuff like that. And they've got an online music maker. So we can actually create very quickly, and I mean very quickly, a piece of music that can go over a presentation or can go over their Prezi or over their video and stuff like that. And apparently this is rubbish according to the music teachers, but I quite liked it. I probably should have plugged that in properly, but it doesn't really merit effort, to be honest. But it's just a sort of a quick example of what they can actually produce and stuff like that. And I'd say that took a kid 20 minutes to produce. Scratch, through Twitter, we actually contacted the person I won't mention because she's been mentioned enough tonight, and learnt a lot about this thing, Scratch. And we actually got this person in to teach our kids, and we had a whole range of kids. We were lucky enough to have a classroom with 60 computers in, and we had it full of people, from kids from year 7 all the way up to year 13, learning about Scratch. And it creates, it's a lot more powerful than this, but at the basic end, it can create little animations for the kids, and they can program different things. This is something that I'm just starting to play about with more. We've used it with a couple of year 9s after school, which is Kodu. And Kodu allows kids very, very simply to make Xbox games. It teaches the basics of programming procedures and stuff like that, and it's all done, all the primary ICT and all that sort of thing, apparently. I absolutely love it. It's really sort of engages kids, and most importantly, I think it's really sort of encouraging for girls to get them into programming, which I think is a massive thing to do. And this is a sort of example of the things that they can actually create in this. So it looks really realistic. It looks good. It's something that is meaningful to them and is really simple for them to produce. Again, something I've only just started dabbling with a little bit, and a lot of people are further on from this, is QR codes. It's the little 3D barcodes that have started cropping up on TV adverts and stuff like that. And essentially what happens is you create a little code, and they come along with their phone, and the kids can take a photo of it, and it gives them a message, a hidden message that's in there. It takes them to a website. I've used this with a couple of kids. I've actually put their sort of feedback for their marking on particular things into this. So it's a different way of providing feedback, and it's fun for them at the start of a lesson to get the iPods or their phones out and actually zap it and see what sort of feedback they got and stuff like that. And my aim is to get around school a secret load of sort of these all the way stashed around the places, talking about teachers and who hangs around different places and stuff like that. So that's a video of them doing it. And these are the people from Twitter that I've actually stolen my ideas from. And say there's a mixture of primary school teachers, of secondary and further ed teachers, but it's just a chance to get on there and dip your toe, find out what's out there. Some of it might not interest you, turn it off, not a problem. Something might engage you and you get in it, and just slowly sort of all these different ideas from all these different teachers start falling together, and helps you to direct your horrible year 9 class to make them do good stuff for you. Thank you.